And then a friend of mine called me and said, yo, you want me to hook you up with Quintino? I was like, you know him? He said, yeah. So that's how I got my foot into the EDM scene.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy DJ Stov. The E at the end is a 3. And welcome to another official episode of Sitting Down with Stov. This is the show where we get to know a little bit more about St.Maarten artists, DJs, producers, musicians, and we take a deeper dive into their respective journey. Now, we got a really special guest this time around. I'm pretty excited about this one. This man has been responsible for many great events, parties, and actually moments when it comes to me personally going out in St.Maarten in my younger days until now. And I'm sure that's the case for many of y'all. This guy is responsible for bringing some of the biggest EDM acts with his party White Sensation. People like Major Lazer, Quintino, Afrojack, and many more. This man has given numerous DJs a start here at his own bar. And he's helped build the recognition that they need with his annual event, Soggy Sounds DJ competition. And lastly, he's transformed his bar into anything you can think of when it comes to Jaegerfest, 80s, 90s party, Latin night, wet t-shirt competition, foam party, Halloween, Christmas, you name it, he's done it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to introduce to you DJ Bossman of Soggy Dollar Bar. What's good with you, man?
Welcome. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the show. And I'm very excited to be on the show for this episode.
Yeah, man, thank you for doing this. So, listen, obviously you've done a lot in terms of entertainment on the island, but I want to start with you as an individual, so as a DJ. How did DJ Bossman start out as a DJ?
It's a very long journey. Actually, when I was back I just finished 6th grade and I went to the secondary school and we had only cassette players. And I would record the songs of the radio station in Curacao, and then we would have class parties at one of the students' house. And I would volunteer. I had a nice boombox. I would volunteer to bring my boombox and then play the music. And I saw how electrifying it was, how I captured the people, the students' energy, and they wanted to dance and enjoy themselves. So that's one of the major reasons I became a DJ.
Sweet. So the only equipment you had at the time was cassettes and a boombox. So
a double-deck cassette player. That's
crazy.
it.
And this was around, I would say, the age of 12 because you went to secondary school?
Yes, between 12 and 13.
Is it okay if I...
I'm 47 right now.
All right. So that was
35 years ago.
35 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Around, I would say 85, no?
Yes, sir.
Crazy. All right. Okay. And tell me, how has your DJ career progressed from there?
Well, in Curacao, I went to my dad and I told my dad, hey, I would like to become a DJ and buy the better equipment. And he told me, what are you looking to get? And the SL 1200 Technics turntables, but those were very expensive. So he said, okay, I'll buy you a cheaper version. And if you're continuing in this adventure, we'll continue and then buy the better equipment. I wasn't happy. I got me a Gemini turntable.
Okay.
But hey, it started, and I thank him for that because it made me appreciate the journey from cassette to a rinky-dink turntable, then to my Technics turntables, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
So for me, it's a whole track that I from the beginning to the end. Now you guys play with everything is digital, so you have a laptop and
stick,
and you stare at the laptop. And for me, we never had anything to look at. You don't look at a record just going, oh, over and over.
You have to carry crates.
Yeah, you got to carry crates, and you communicate with the crowd so much more. So when you guys compete in the Soggy Sounds competition, I always tell the DJs, hey, don't look at the equipment, look at your crowd, because you will feed off their energy and they will feed off your energy. Because if you're just looking at the laptop,
Right.
you have no communication with the crowd.
So
Less communication then.
Right. Okay, so to tell me in terms of music, because I can imagine 85, you know, a lot of disco, 80s music. How was the musical landscape? Because you were in Curacao at the time, but when did you move to St.Maarten exactly?
I moved back to after Curacao. I went to college in the United States.
Right.
And then I didn't do much DJing there. I would go back to Curacao for vacation and then DJ there. But when I came here back for the family business, I had the bar, and then me with my crazy ideas, I took the bar and transformed it slowly but surely into a bar/club. And because of my background being a DJ, I took the time to, you know, buy equipment step by step until Soggy Dollar became what it is.
Because I wanted to ask, at that time, what was the musical landscape here on St.Maarten? I mean, like, who was big at the time? What kind of music were they playing?
Well, the music was, in the Caribbean, you always have the wide variety of music.
Correct.
You know, from my personal experience, if I compare Curacao to St.Maarten, back then Curacao had more Latin flavor than St.Maarten. St.Maarten has a lot of Latin flavor now, but back then it was more soca, the old school, Arrow, those type of groups. I remember Tonkin Friends. These are old school local bands or bands from the Caribbean here in St.Maarten,
Right.
or neighboring islands. So that's the type of music that you play, the Yellow Man, those type of artists, Bob Marley. Bob Marley is a classic, but those are the type of artists we played back then. But like rap, or you guys have Migos and all these things, that was not the trend back then, you know?
Yeah.
It was dance music and Caribbean music mostly.
Okay.
And from that we built and became what we have now here.
I can definitely imagine Curacao having more of a Latin flavor, seeing as the South American.
Correct. I would say more South American influence.
Okay. And I noticed by your sets you're a big EDM lover.
Yeah.
How did that come to be actually?
You know, one time I was walking in a mall, I think it was in Puerto Rico, and I stopped and I saw a DJ performing like with 20,000 people. And I stood there and I looked.
20,000 people?
20,000 people. This was like back in, I would say 93. And I looked and I was like, what the hell is that? So I went and I bought the DVD. And it was Tiesto. And he was performing in Arnhem and Gelderdom. And I think he had a two night set. And I just looked at how the music just captivated. I think it was 40,000. Don't quote me on the amount of people, but it was sold out 2 nights in a row.
And that still exists.
Yes, that still exists. So when I saw that, I was like, wow. So I continued researching, and as I continued researching, the EDM music evolved. Back then it was more trance.
Right.
So it went from trance to progressive house, then to progressive house to electronic dance music.
Right.
Where you have all these big artists, Afrojack, Fedde Le Grand, Dimitri Vegas, Martin Garrix, etc., Avicii. Right. So those type of artists really took that type of music and globalized it, where you have big EDM events, Ultra Music Festival, Tomorrowland in Belgium, EDC in Las Vegas, EDC in New York. So, and when you see the energy that those type of events have on people, I'm like, whoa. And I'm not putting down any other events, you know, because I've been to all type of events. I've been to to classical. I've been to Coldplay concert. I've been to Maroon 5 concert.
Right.
But people just go. I've been to reggae concerts in Curacao, to dancehall, to R&B. But something with EDM, people just lose it.
Right.
And obviously the light show that's behind it also has a major effect. That's why I'm big on light shows when we're doing White Sensation parties.
I noticed. Yeah.
So for me, that's why
That's what captivated you.
captivated me more to the EDM scene.
All right, sweet man. So tell me, back in your day, what would be the common challenges of a DJ back then?
Getting music.
Getting music, right? I can imagine. That must be the biggest.
Yeah, because you guys just have the luxury to just download. Back then, bro, it was buying records. And you're standing there. I used to fly a lot. I used to live in the States while I was going to school, so I would go to a record store, and then you just records on records, and you're like listening, and you look at the top, and you just start buying, and then you're like, oh, this song, and then you start pushing, seeing. And Nahum Frank was a DJ back then here on St.Maarten, playing in News Cafe.
That's how long you know Nahum?
Yes, sir. No, I know Nahum from Curacao.
Wow, crazy.
Before that.
Big ups to Nahum.
and I used to buy I would buy doubles, because he would send me a list, get this, and then I would buy it, and then have someone fly down to St.Maarten and give it to him, and then he would be rocking it in News Cafe back then, and Greenhouse on Tuesday night.
Yes.
So that was the biggest challenge.
And in terms of getting gigs, I mean, was there? I think being a DJ was more of a specialized profession back then, because now you have more of them upcoming this time. But was it easier to get gigs compared to now?
Yes. Why? Because, and this is not to put the DJs down. Now everyone can really buy a laptop, get a program, and become a DJ. So a DJ normally nowadays will play a gig for $50, $100, $150, $200 max for the whole evening. Back then, a DJ would play for $500, $600, $700, or in Curacao, $800, $900 guilders.
But also the amount of effort that probably went into it.
Exactly. And you had to pay back all the records, the investment that you did. Today, you buy a controller, and then pretty much that's it. You have 2 speakers and you're good to go. Back then it was a little bit more challenging. A little bit more, but very enjoyable, I do have to say.
Okay, so as we all know, Soggy Dollar Bar is a iconic venue on the island. It's well known, it's popular. Tell me, what is the origin story of Soggy Dollar Bar?
Well, before I moved back to St.Maarten, Soggy Dollar Bar was just a crew bar. So it would only host the crew of the vessels parked at the marina here, which was just a low-key place, nothing crazy. You would have a couple of locals that just wanted to be away from the normal bars, sit here and chill and have a couple of drinks. We always had the best drink prices, so the people that knew about Soggy Dollar always enjoyed it. My philosophy has always been, when you come to Soggy Dollar, I would like for you to leave having money in your pocket so you can come back the next day. That's my philosophy, that's always been. That's why, for years, we were selling beer at $2. Okay, it's $3 now. Inflation, things go up. But for years, I sold the beers for $2, while other places sold it between $5 to $9. But my overhead was always also low. It's here, it's me the DJ, it's me doing this, it's me doing that, it's me investing, it's me doing most of the stuff. So I kept my costs really low in order for me to keep the prices low. So I remember in 2005, I think it was, ILTT came to me and wanted to do a party with Smirnoff. And it just erupted, and all the locals started coming down. And I would just try to top myself every single time, you know. And it wasn't only events in Soggy Dollar. Then we start doing carnival events, Juve morning, in the parade. So it's a long journey, but long, stressful, but very enjoyable. I do have to say.
Sweet. You care to explain to the people the name? Like, why is it called Soggy Dollar Bar?
You know, to be honest, I didn't name it.
Okay.
Before my sister and I moved to the island, we had a manager from Australia or New Zealand. I can't remember where she's from. And she named it Soggy Dollar. And there's another Soggy Dollar in the Joost van Dyke Islands, the British Virgin Islands. Yes.
Correct.
And you can only get to that bar via a boat. So you have to jump off your boat and sort of like half swim to the boat.
Yeah.
So you'll get there with a Soggy Dollar. So that's how it came that most people would come off their yachts, half drunk, fall in the water, and then come to the bar, having $1 that's soggy, and you can still buy a drink. Actually, as of today, June 2020, you can still buy a beer at $1 during happy hour.
Which beer?
Yeah.
Here.
Heineken.
Happy hour, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Presidente, etc., etc.
All right. So in this case, between 5 to 7.
5 to 7. Yeah.
Sweet.
We kept the price at $1. So.
All right. That's a good decision to hold.
Exactly.
Tell me, who are some of the big names? Because I know you've brought a couple of big names over here. So we have in the EDM genre, you know, Major Lazer, Quintino, Afrojack. But I mean, I've also seen you bring over here big soca artist, Qbert, the god,
the godfather of scratching. Yes,
was here before. Tell me some of the stories. What's your most amazing story that you've come into contact with someone big?
You know, we've done all type of artists. We've done reggae artists. We brought even Elephant Man. Elephant Man performed here in Soggy Dollar. It was a great event.
Boy.
We've done more EDM events because of the light show that the reason I started doing EDM events here at Soggy Dollar is because I wanted to take what I've seen at these music festivals and bring it to the islands. So for Bliss back in the days was bringing David Guetta, Eric Morello, but to my opinion, they never had that type of light show and stage that Soggy Dollar brought to our events, you know?
Correct.
So that's for me was one of the biggest challenges and the biggest reasons I did more EDM events. When we started with the EDM events, we were bringing small time DJs. And then on Facebook or on Twitter, I can't remember, Quintino posted something. I was like, yo, Quintino, you should come and play in Soggy Dollar one day in St.Maarten. And then a friend of mine called me and said, yo, you want me to hook you up with Quintino? I was like, you know him? He said, yeah. So that's how I got my foot into the EDM scene.
Yeah.
And I flew all the way up to Holland, went to one of his events, met up with him, and so from that point on, I met other DJs, etc., etc., etc.
Okay.
So
crazy how that incident could have led to more collaboration.
Exactly. It's very important that I attend those international events because when you go to those type of events, you do the networking.
Yeah.
And you meet DJs, you meet the agencies that promote them and then book them out.
Right.
I got Fedde Le Grand because I was at the Amsterdam dance event during I can't remember what year, and I went to a party and they invited me because I know with Quintino,
right.
Zoudi was MCing for him,
right.
and Zoudi was MCing for Fedde Le Grand that night. So Zoudi invited me to the backstage, and that's
Perfect.
how I got to know more people. It's all networking.
Set of circumstances.
It's all networking. Yep.
All right. So the last question I'd like to ask DJ Bossman, promoter, DJ, bar owner. Tell me what you like to do in your free time besides all of that, if you'd like to share.
You know, I like to relax. I'm not gonna lie to you. For many years, I've ran the bar. till 4 a.m., 6-7 days a week.
Must take a toll, man.
And I did enjoy it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you're standing there after Hurricane Irma, everything destroyed, and you're looking and you're like, all those sleepless nights, and I mean, it was fun, but now everything is destroyed.
Yeah.
And then you have a different perspective in life where you're like, you know, I could have done more other things with my family or with my friends, etc., etc., etc. So for me now it's more spending time with the family, spending time for myself, taking care of myself, working out. As you can see, I'm in my workout clothes here.
Workout clothes.
And
2 hours cycling around the island, by the way.
Yes.
And I have proof on it.
so those are the type of things that I do now to not to be fully committed to the bar. I was just married to my job.
Right.
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I prioritized it, but after certain times you have to realize like, there's other things that are more important than work.
Indeed, I totally agree.
Yep.
Hey, that's all the time we got, but hey, I really appreciate your time.
You're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.